So she had real bad case of meningeal worm, which kind of paralyzed her back hips, and she couldn't function so well. I was treating her a little bit to see what was going on. She didn't make it. I ended up euthanizing her because she was suffering. 2 days ago, Joni, I noticed, started looking a little off. She was kind of just slow, staggering. You know, nothing like physically, just like she was no energy. She had mucus in her eyes yesterday, or the day before yesterday, so I'd clear that away. Yesterday I found she had like a little piece of hay or something in there, and that was all coated over, and I pulled out an eye booger. Last night when I came, yesterday evening, afternoon, I came to the barn. She was laying down. I thought she was sleeping because Joni just sometimes does that. And picked her up, and she seemed okay. Gave her some hay she was eating. And then I noticed that the other goats were kind of picking on her a little bit. So I moved her into this pen and gave her hay, gave her fresh water. Came out in the evening, she wasn't doing so good. She had a cry to her, a real faint, meh, and I'm like, oh shit. So I gave her a little bit of vitamin B, and then I gave her an antibiotic just to see if that would help. When I came out this morning, she was laying down. She was real faint cries, and so the consensus, I talked to the farmer who used to take care of the goats before me, and she thought it was a parasite. And the parasite is naturally forming in the kids, and it's transferable by the droppings of the goats. Well, she was with Broken Horn and Mary a lot. That was her like little crew she hung out with, and she was in the pens with them. We also had another goat pass. Her name was Carmel, and she lost the use of her back legs. I thought it was just pressure. She passed away before childbirth. She just didn't have the energy. She stopped eating, stopped drinking. So I'm like, all right. I didn't think too much of it until today. Looking up the parasite, they do have they have medicine for it. And so I went up to Tractor Store and got it and came back, and Joni was really quiet, laying down. She was breathing, so I gave it to her. It's oral, and picked her up. She wasn't doing so good, and she passed away in my arms. Joni, almost a year old. We raised her. She was bottle raised, so she was in the house. She slept in the bed with us. So she was a very special animal to us. She was like a pet, but a little bit more than a pet, you know? Like, she walked in the house when she was over there. We'd take her places, that whole thing. So, at least I was here for it, and she died in my arms, so I got to say goodbye to her. And she wasn't alone, so that was a good thing. The next few days, I want to clean the barn out, and the pen that all those goats were in was this one. The animals that are over here are no longer allowed in here. I blocked it off in the event of they pick it up. And then once the grass is growing and the animals go out, I'm going to take all the hay and all the bedding in here and just go out and burn it to get rid of it. We're going to clean the entire barn. We're going to sanitize the entire barn, hopefully to get rid of the parasite. So, a little update, little sad. We ended up burying her. I couldn't compost her like we're supposed to do, so we had a little. It was emotional. So, So I do have one more video in the works that I made like a month ago, and it was like deep winter kind of video. I'm gonna try to post that. That was for my other camera. which I'm still trying to figure out since the internet's been bad. The computer and the internet haven't really been working too well together, so I'm going to try to post that one. Hopefully it's a little happier. So that's the update. So thanks for watching. And then I'll hopefully make another video with happier news. We currently have 5 bottle babies in the house. So that's we went from 1 last year to 5 this year. So we're doing what we can to keep them alive, and they're doing great. We do have 3 more babies in the barn with their moms. So yeah, today's been a tough day, to say the least. Catch you next time.